What? Corn. Mac and G. Corn. What? Mac G to the. No! No! The mighty Cornholio. 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 That's a reference to everyone thinks Beavis and Butthead, but no, is it? Or Beavis and Butthead reference to Cornholio, isn't it? Isn't it? Or is it? Or is it? So, I think corn. Corn. See what you're saying there. Maybe I see what you're saying there. Maybe I see what you're saying there. Not about you. Okay, let's see. Yes, but who? But how long? How many decades does that last after sugar, caffeine, and other stimulants? Sugar, caffeine, and other stimulants. That's Beavis and Butthead. Prescribed by a doctor, hopefully. Beavis and Butthead. Large quantities of sugar, caffeine. How many decades does that last? Beavis. 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 I never really watched that. Not that much. I didn't watch that much. I remember that one. Kinda needs TP for his bunghole. Why? Why does he need TP for his bunghole? Why did human beings evolve that way? Dude. And he's a cartoon even. Dude. Better TV than the pine cone. Well, in almost every case, if you need something for well, what are you saying there, guy? better to wipe. What if you were wiping the pine cone on something specifically meant to be wiped with a pine cone that was not wipeable in that particular way with TP? Then a pine cone would be better. But for to wipe, I mean like wipe a disc front to back, front or front to back or back to front. Wipe a disc. Which direction? Front to back or back to front or well, when you are wiping like windshield wipers, is it back to front or front to back? It doesn't go that way. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? No idea what happened there. I have no idea what happened there. You are under review, sir. And say probably show. And click show. Click show. Strange. Listen, I can't be clicking show. I need to. The show must go on. I can't be clicking show all the show. Remember something happened there? If the floppy disk has my nudes on it, I want them copied directly to authorities who can handle my privacy and digital rights. If the floppy disk contains nudes of me, if that would and that would be bad in my opinion. If a floppy disk does, that's complicated, man. I would want them. The digital rights. I would want a copy sent to the people. You got me thinking about something here. Why does it say show? It said show. Why did it do that? Why is this doing this? Why is this doing this? Because the AI could tell that I was like exaggerating, that I was like upset. That wasn't me actually upset. You've never seen me upset. You have never seen me upset. You know, I'm like basically on YouTube, I'm basically like a paid television actor, but I'm you, which is me. That's why it's YouTube. And if I go outside, very important to me, you scroll to the top there as I with something about scroll to the top. I don't know no one outside. I don't know no one outside. That's how I feel about that. I never met a human being. I would imagine I might be one, but I'm probably just CGI these days. Probably. No, 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 no. Thinking of who these dudes are. I'm sure I'm me. I'm sure I'm me. I'm not sure you're you. I'm pretty sure you're you. But I'm sure I'm me. What the fuck is. Dude, what are you talking about? Dude, I have seen your dick. This is not. Dude, what? No. Uh, the internet. Dude, why? 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 Huh. Ron Burgundy. Man. Who's Ron Burgundy? Sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. Ron Burgundy. Sounds familiar. That's what I thought. Ron Burgundy is Ron Burgundy. Ron Burgundy. More on the news later. Hopefully not about me. I've been thinking about that. Hopefully not about me. It would be unless it was for my clarinetting, in which case I could be the Ron Burgundy of it. A clarinet. It's a clarinet. It's a mean flute. He's right. It is. That's what it is. The clarinet is a mean. Well, hang on. Please, please. Yeah, clarinet is a not flute. That's what it is. A flute. A flute goes like this, and you can't do that with a clarinet. That's how you tell the difference. Well, I see what you're saying there. Why is that one the flute? Yeah, a bunch of other shit is flute. But it's just like in band that all the flutes are called different things, and one of them is called a flute. Ron Burgundy. You know how to cut to the core of me, Baxter. You're so wise. You're like a miniature Buddha covered in hair. I don't think I have seen that movie. I don't think I have seen that movie. Sounds like that, like the tone of that sounds like Ron Burgundy. Ron Burgundy. More on the news. Ron Burgundy. Anchorman. More on the news. Ron Burgundy. Anchorman. You know how? I don't know. I don't think I've seen that. Ron Burgundy. I would imagine there's a plot line. I would imagine it's a movie. I would imagine Ron Burgundy is a character in a movie called Anchorman, which goes on for more than an hour, maybe more than an hour. A movie full of Ron Burgundy. More on the news later. Ron Burgundy. More on the news. Something like that. I've maybe seen it. Don't remember about it. Yeah, it's a plot. Baxter. Baxter is the bad guy, isn't he? That's why he's named Baxter. For some reason, that makes sense, which is kind of like Red Bastard. Or what? Like, why? It makes sense, though. But why? Yeah, it's just what you said there. Just what you said there. See what I'm saying here? See what I'm saying here? Ah, San Diego would be offended. I'm gonna hide this one. This one in particular gave me buttons. I'm gonna hide this one. Ha! Hide your message. San Diego is safe again. 。 Hide your message. Say, leave it, do not leave it or do not leave it. Leave it, do not leave it. Leave it, do not leave it. Man, that's creepy. You put those windstorm things, like, dude, you're talking about Ron Burgundy. I can tell something's going on here. What's going on here? What's going on here? That makes sense. What? That's like kind of like what? But it makes sense. Why does it make sense? But it's like what? Like what? Ugh. Food, dogs. Like that's not real. Dude, I don't know why that was so funny. I guess I was thinking about just it was like I was thinking about like okay, I was honestly thinking about like just like if there were just like cuisine but like for dogs like that's basically what dog food is, but if it was like you know like like I mean like trying to think of something like, I don't know like man it's just like what comes to mind is just like I'm not gonna say that one just because it's like oh but like uh like I can't think of something that's like a good fit for that. But I mean like actual cooking, but like stuff that like a dog would like. It's like like ah mm, dogs mm, dogs. It seems like dogs would like have some way of knowing whether or not they like to eat. That's weird. Like how would a dog like know something like that? Bro, I think a dog I kind of think like thinking like I kind of know like what a dog might man that is like how do dogs not just like trip balls off fucking random stuff? They probably do. That makes sense. That dude, that's like fucked up to say, but dude, like yeah, dude, that's like fucked up to say. Like dogs need some like dogs need to know dogs need to be supervised if they're like just dogs are like wolves that need supervision. So, something like that. Something like that. What are you saying here, dude? I'm gonna click hide on this one. We want to encourage any like just click hide on that one. Click hide. San Diego was not involved. That's like, fucking those poor dogs, dude. Fuck. I just like never thought about that. Like, I never thought about that quite that way, dude. Man. What's the thing about counterfeit dog food? For real, dude. Is that like related to San Diego, or what are you saying there? Is that like news? Something newsworthy? Or is that something in the news? Like, dude, for real. Like, I saw you, like this. Like, this one I get, the like wind things. Something about the wind. The floppy disks. And the floppy disks were blocked. Worth mentioning. Worth mentioning. Worth mentioning. More. Wait. More later than worth mentioning. Anchorman. So San Diego, the wind, trafficking counterfeit dog food. I am seeing a connection. The floppy disks were blocked. They were. The CD-ROMs were not. The CD-ROMs were not blocked. Both types of CD-ROMs were not blocked. These what do you call them? Mini discs, something like that. Those were blocked. The floppy disks were blocked. Blocked. Floppy disks were blocked. So the shrooms were not blocked directly after counterfeit dog food. They block old tech? Is that what it is? Is that what's going on? But not the shrooms, not the counterfeit dog food. Baxter, that's like debatable. I kind of like Baxter. Why do they always use the name Baxter for that? Do you see what I'm saying? But also, like, I mean, I guess like that's either like dude's name is Baxter, so you know how to cut to the core of me, Baxter. I don't know. Then that's Alan. That's Alan. We don't need to see that. Then Great Cornholio. A reference to could be the Cornholio reference could be to lost history, couldn't it? On some old media, some old computer media, no one even knows exists anymore. As the original reference. Beavis and Button were just, making a reference to something stored on. Could have been stored on core RAM. Could have been stored on, you know, even non-computer technology. Who knows? Who knows? Shit, what'd I say? Whose name? Whose name? Whose name did I say here? Baxter. Oh shit. Baxter. Shit, dude. Shit, dude. That's like, man, that's scary when you say that. That's scary. Someone just sent me quite a frightening message regarding online privacy. Personally, I'm not a real person. I'm just CGI. The latest and greatest deepfake CGI technology. Who I really am, I ain't this guy. Nope. I'm deepfake CGI technology. The latest and greatest. Looks like grainy old webcam shit. I'm the latest and greatest. Who am I? I'm not a real person. Send me a message. Baxter! I'm just CGI. I'm just CGI. They block old tech. Luckily, this is just some kind of flute. They block old tech. Luckily, this just some kind of flute or a clarinet. Clarinet, the flute section is clarinets are considered not flutes out of the flute section. They usually kick us out of the flute section if. That's all. Dude, that's weird how that happened there. That is a weird connotation. I try to do that. That's not funny. That's not funny. The clarinetist wants to play with the. Well, shit. It's not funny. Not funny. If the clarinetist. Well, if the clarinetist wants to sit there and play with the flutes, then that's not the right section for that kind of flute. But he sits there. But if the clarinetist, well, there he is. The clarinetist. Clarinetist. Clarinetists are musicians. They play a certain type of flute. This is not called a flute. It's called a this one is called a clarinet. It's called a B flat clarinet. It's the most common type of clarinet in this era. Leaving this for the ages, like if someone like someday maybe someone's like clarinets, like, what do you mean a B flat clarinet? Well, all the instruments got to play together. See, that's kind of like what? So then, what's a B flat clarinet? Well, all the instruments have their own notes, and like this is C on a clarinet. This is C, but on a B flat clarinet, C is B flat. This is starting to make more sense to me, actually. Come to think of that. Come to think of this. The B flat clarinet is a clarinet, but the C, well, but that's like, I mean, for playing with all the other instruments. So like a B flat trumpet is probably the most common types. Probably the most common. It's almost like that's like the really kind of the only. It's at least the most. I guess like I don't know shit about about trumpets, but that a B flat trumpet is somehow like a C matches the C on the B flat clarinet, and they happen to be the most common, and they're both B flat. But I think, as I recall, like none of the other instruments or something, maybe like, well, the most common instruments of like normal like kids in band. So that's like me and like, you know, like just normal kids in band, that the most common clarinet is a B flat clarinet. The most common trumpet is a B flat trumpet. And I don't know the rest about that, but I know that the other instruments are not necessarily B flat. So when they play a C, it doesn't go with our C, the middle C. Well, and also we call that middle C, like also Y. But then that kind of makes sense that like the range of a clarinet, which sounds kind of like okay, and that's what I was saying too about the register key. The range of a clarinet that sounds like kind of okay starts at like its middle C, which is a B flat, then crosses the register key, and that happens to be a pain in the ass. You gotta like practice that alone. You know, practice that alone, and then like beyond that, I kind of like kinda, and that actually that's how it's supposed to go for a few reasons. For a few reasons, including this thing. You got to suck on the reed. That's weird too. Oboes ain't like that. Oboes are classy. The reed, well, some instruments have reeds, and they're some of them are like more classy than others. Uh, Flutes don't have reeds. Like the flute, in fact, the flutes that are like a flute in band doesn't have a reed. But like reeds, like for a clarinet, that's kind of part of the setting up a clarinet. You gotta like sing like that's part of setting up the clarinet. That's like, well, that's like part of setting up the clarinet. Like as you but an oboe is like classier. You need like water to like, get the oboe working. You wouldn't spit on a reed for an oboe, but then you put your mouth on it anyway, and there gets spit all up in it. That all of the instruments do actually. Well, drums don't. In fact, drums. That's like that is like something, isn't it? Is that something going on? Drums are not. Yeah, I mean, like, band is kind of like, like almost all of the instruments in band get full of spit. It's part of band. It is kind of an unavoidable part of band, except for, well, the percussion, the various like types of drums. Whoa, dude. I'm like tripping here. Dude. Huh. Man. I sometimes have bad focus problems, I think. I know that light behind my head. I need to turn that off actually. The problem is all of the light in here is kind of like behind me. All of the light in this room where I sit. Well, let me think here. Is that better? Or no, he says no, that's worse. The lighting is wrong. The lighting is wrong. The lighting is wrong. This, this is better. Now you can't see me. Oh no, they can see me. I'm like, whoa, weird. That's like freaking me out here. Too much. Too much. Too much weird. Too much different than you're used to. YouTube is so weird. Too different than you're used to. Blow your fucking mind, man. Too might be if maybe that's why they block old tech. Like my webcam is like old tech, dude. What's up with that? What's up with that, man? What's up with that, man? You guys, I gotta do something else. Like I'm kind of like Krusty the Clown a little bit. Kind of am. I gotta focus on one thing at a time here, but I really, honestly, guys, this is like like I'm just like finished like blowing outward into the clarinet. Sucking a cigar. This is not age appropriate for sixth graders. This is the after performance healthy fucking. That's not healthy. That's why it's age appropriate for old people like myself. It's very unhealthy for us. That's why we're old. No, you think. If anyone were watching this who wasn't old and like understood what the fuck I'm talking about here, probably turn it off. Something like that. That's important. I clicked the checkbox, didn't I? That's like, I'm kind of worried I clicked the checkbox. I would have clicked the checkbox that way. Then, let's see. This is the after show performance. This is important clarinet equipment. What this does, wipe the spit all up out of it. Echoline After Dark. It's totally totally. After dark. Well, it is dark in, well, it's the lighting. Let's see, what can, a weird house. Uh, no. I mean, I mean, they're like, well, I mean, compared to like, I mean, like, dude, like, you can get like a $12 guitar, like, you really can, but that's like a shitty guitar. But you could get like a $12 million guitar too. But clarinets, like this one's kind of just like a common clarinet, probably like common, pretty common B flat clarinet. Probably all like it's this one's plastic, they're plastic. Not sure. Like that. This clarinet, mm, clarinet, this clarinet, man. You know what I should do, man? I should just like make this clarinet like an NFT or something. Like I just like made this video. We can put it on eBay. See like what's the see like what's like 10 maybe just like see if that's like worth more. That if the clarinet itself, it would be, wouldn't it? If the video, it's like, man, I don't want to sell my clarinet, but I can buy another one. But that's like kind of that's kind of shifty too because it needs maintenance. But it's kind of like, man, it's full of spit. Needs maintenance. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's my cat looking on the keyboarding. My cat's saying, "Do that." Is that what I'm thinking? Like, dude, like the price of a clarinet, I should look that up. Start the bid at like a lot more than that. Well, should I? Yeah, dude, I fucking should. But the video, no, the video is not the NFT. Clarinet is the NFT. Then, well, let me think. No, just sell the clarinet. Fucking, who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? Just sell a clarinet. Link the video. Yeah, buy my clarinet. It's the same clarinet. I can't guarantee it. Can't really. Someone could like sneak in here and swap it out now. They could, couldn't they? That would be a lot of trouble to go to. But they could. So for that's how that happens. That is how that happens. This clarinet ends up a 25,000-year-old clarinet somewhere in fucking Mongolia or some shit. I swear, dude, that could be what happens. That could really be what happens. From this to that, boom, boom, boom. What, like, how did that happen? Well, no, I just wiped all the spit out of it. All the spit's gone, folks. Sorry. I got more for you. Shit, that's like, dude, I got some apologies to make to people in certain situations. The spit is all out of this clarinet. If you see a clarinet, got some spit in it, that ain't my clarinet. This one needs some maintenance, probably. Some maintenance. Generally playable. Dude. How do we do this? Even and sell it on what's a good site for selling like the like I'm not even tell you about what this clarinet is. You just have to wonder. I'm telling you, there ain't no spit in it. Dude, what if I'm the fucking clone from the same clarinet 25,000 years later? Dude, get like, man, that's like, dude, that's like weird to think about. Okay, is there like something better than eBay? Okay, Craigslist. You say, no, that's like worse than eBay, isn't it? There's some big deal about eBay. I'm gonna look into this. I had a lighter once. That lighter became valuable. The lighter became extremely valuable. Auctioned off for $7 million. Some 25,000 years ago. Somehow, how the fuck do they do that? The after clarinet show. How do they do that? The clarinet. Weird fucking memes and shit. Weird fucking memes and shit. Okay, Amazon. Amazon's like for more than one clarinet. This is a particular clarinet. I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna sell clarinets on Amazon. Probably what I'm gonna do. Dude, bro, it's like dude said that the personal data thing that like can't be this video, bro. Like that's like you. You would be like fucking like people would fucking stalk you, dude. If like that was successful, if somehow that became successfully that, I would have to go outside, interact with people. That would be good for me, but I would scream. I would start screaming, wouldn't I? Wouldn't I? If people started like coming up to me like, "Oh, will you sign my clarinet?" Like I would be like, "For sure." Like these things do a much more effective job of keeping me quiet. All I ever had to do in my life was keep my mouth from making noises. The after show with kind of fucking weird, like, fucking weird. God damn it, man. How do they fuck these up occasionally? Explain this to me. Do you know what I actually want? I actually want one. I want one. I want one. Let me think. I want one yellow American Spirit. The yellow pack. I want one of those in the yellow pack. American Spirit. I bet, like, dude, I would just. That's what I'm gonna do next time. Just gonna walk in there. I'm gonna say to him, "Hey, I know this is like kind of fucking weird, but can I have one American Spirit from the yellow pack?" And like say like I'll pay you like $1 for like one American Spirit from the yellow pack. Or I got an idea. Dude, people like fucking like dude, this is like a town, like we all know each other. So like the dude who works there, like I know him. So I'll say to him like, dude, can I buy a pack, take one, fucking leave it with you, man? Like kind of like work out something like just as like, that's kind of weird, but like why the fuck not? I'm gonna try something like that. Fuck. Yeah, bold yellow flavor. The bold yellow flavor. The yellow ones are for people who are trying not to smoke any of them. They don't sell as well regularly, but sometimes they do. Sometimes someone decides, I'm just going to smoke the yellow ones from now on. The bold yellow flavor is for people who want, well, man, that's kind of like me. That's just me talking about like how I feel, like how other people feel. Man, like probably don't even smoke. My kitty's a kitty. Kitty's rather rambunctious. Now, crispy. Kind of what I see what you're saying. It is quality content, but if I go ahead, fucking make the clarinet, like try to fucking, dude, like, how about this? I'll sell this. Can't do that probably. It's unwrapped and shit, and that's tobacco. Then well, dude, what if there's a log in selling clarinets? Probably not, but dude, clarinets are probably boy. It's we're been streaming for fucking forever. This thing has been out. Fucking whoop. Does not draw. Does not say lose. Do I have to pull the thing out of the... I know there's like a trick to these. You know, I was not smoking like half a year almost. Took up like maybe like a month ago. Started smoking these like Kate me started smoking these occasionally and smoking these more and more. Buy a bag of cigarettes again. Or probably this is so frustrating too. My cats are like helping me be frustrated. They know what they're doing. They're too young to know about this, but cats are smarter about some things, probably. Something very, very strange about this. It's fucking not how that goes either, too. Man. You ever notice that on old webcams? If you shine an infrared light at certain old webcams, in fact, most of them, even at this era, I would think this one should have a filter that would make that look very much more red. What's strange about the lighting in here? That's definitely infrared. Like it's not even red looking at it. It's definitely infrared light coming off the thing and glowing kind of blue. Everything's kind of blue, isn't it? What's going on there? But I'm not that blue this far away. More infrared, less infrared. Why? Why is it like that? Has to do with optics, probably. Probably has to do with optics, but also this particular webcam, I would say, almost like I would almost guess that this. I have never noticed this before, but I think this webcam does not have an infrared filter on it. Someone modified it. I did get it used like a while ago, but I think it does not have an infrared filter. I think people would be asking, infrared? What are you saying there? Like, I know what you're saying there. It's not the same thing as you're thinking. Not quite the same thing as you're thinking. Could be sort of achieved with like a shitty webcam with the filter out and a bright but infrared, so you can't see it, light. Like they make like little LEDs, like little infrared LEDs, same as in a remote control. I don't have one of those, but probably different these days anyway. But it is, dude, man, that's like all. In fact, this chair, man, like I was helping like my neighbor. I was helping my neighbor move some stuff. In fact, my neighbor was like, dude, he was like in a bad way, like really, like like he man, that is a long story, kind of a personal story. I think like he would probably be okay with me telling it. That his wife was disabled, like bedridden. His wife, uh, like she passed away basically. Was bedridden, passed away, and he was caring for her, and he was like her caretaker. Like on paper, was her caretaker. But that my neighbor where he lived was that like how the rent was arranged, that she was the tenant and he was her caretaker. That kind of on paper was arranged that way. Then all of a sudden, like, dude was like, I was like, kind of like, man, I was like not good enough to that man. Like thinking back on that, that I was helping him move stuff. He and he like, for like, like, dude, seriously, like my neighbor like came up to me and he was like, he was in a bad situation. Clearly, thinking back on that, and like, really, like, he uh was helping him move stuff, and he we were just kind of like putting stuff in storage, and man, like, dude, like some of his stuff got broken, and eventually, I mean, like, dude, I'm not a professional mover. Like, I was kind of like trying to like help, like, man, I was like not, like I have never like, I've like moved stuff, and like I was like trying not to break stuff, obviously, but even when I move my stuff, some stuff gets broken. Like that, there's like, there's a lot that goes into that, and he was like in a rush, like in a bad situation, and finally, man, this is like the chair is kind of like a guilt chair, or not like a guilt chair, but like, man, like I kind of wonder what he was saying there. Something like he was like, man, like he was like, he was like paying me like really like decent for like what I was doing too, and he was like and I was like trying pretty, I was like trying not like, I was trying like, I guess I was trying to, I guess like I did kind of pick up that like some like I knew it was stressful as fuck. It was like trying to like help him move stuff. Um, but also like he was clearly stressing as fuck, so I was trying to be like kind of a friend to him too. Then and he, in fact, dude, he like, I probably have his number still. Uh, um, and that's kind of like, no, I'm sure I don't. That's weird to think about, but I'm sure I don't. And I kind of, that's weird that I noticed that somehow, that I do not have his number. Kind of like, man, like I should have his number. Different phone, or well, but my numbers got saved. But then he was like, like, man, like we even like, dude, he was dealing with some shit, dude. Like thinking about like where do we go after we die and shit. And like yeah, bro. Like, and he man, he was just like, man, like, do you want something, and or like out, out of the stuff, like, man, he was like, shit. And I was like, dude, I was just like, I think I don't know. I guess I just like thinking back, like how, in what order did everything go in, but I think I was like, man, something like something like he he kind of said It's kind of weird, like what order everything happened in. And I was like kind of smoking too much uh, things that kind of, kind of, I was, you know what I'm saying. I don't do that anymore. Marijuana's. I never did nothing like that, but you know, things like kind of towards that, spectrum. Then he was like, he was like, uh, something like, man, like, dude, like I had said something about like, kind of like need a chair, but like this chair, man, this chair is like a good chair. Like it really, like this is a good chair. It is. Like this is like a desk chair, like a good chair, man. It's like, man, just like again, like I, I should. It's like I also like noticed that knew the dude's first name. Dude, this pretty common first name. Think I know like you know more than how many dudes or how many dudes in my phone have that name, and one dude in my phone has that name. So I'm like, what's going on there? Don't I know like? Wouldn't I know like tons of people named that? And I'm also sure that I did communicate with him by phone. So that's like weird. Just like man, like I either like man, like I just like man, like that kind of was like a lot to think about, and that is the story of this chair. There's a lot to think about. It's a lot to kind of feel, man. Like that's a lot to think about and like feel, dude. Like man, you know, dude, man, more than that. Like dude, it is like the saga of the comfy chair. It really, dude, gets into like fucking bro. Like, is there a god type of shit? Like, dude, like, is there? Where do we go when we die? Kind of shit. Like, dude, fucking like this dude, like, what? Like everything, just like like I mean, I'm like, dude, did I like? I mean, like, it kind of makes me just like, dude, like, I should just save everyone's number ever, or just like, did I not save that dude's number? It's like, dude, I'm like, sure, I would have. I'm sure I would have. Just like, even smoking like pot all the fucking time, I feel like I would have, and maybe I didn't. It's like, dude, what's up with that? It's like, oh, dude. Uh huh. It is an All Geek Studios production. It's all like, yeah, totally. What are you saying there? That's not what that is. Well, the show, maybe. The clarinet show, maybe. If, bro. Man, I can't, like, man, fucking, I can't even, like, probably, like, I know eBay, like, man, I have, like, tried to fucking figure out eBay. It's like, I know, man, like, I guess that's negative thinking. Like, I'm like, dude, I've tried eBay. No, I lose money on stuff like this always. But the clarinet, I'm not going to sell that clarinet. Nope. Had that clarinet since I was a little kid. I'm not going to sell that particular clarinet. I'm sorry. I'll sell fucking the laptop. Sell the laptop. Is that like, mm, Probably take the disc out of it. Maybe put another disc in it. Probably like probably like that. Probably copy the disc. Copy the disc. Sell the laptop for like a lot, dude. It's a used laptop, but it's got parts missing from it that I didn't even know about. There's a used laptop, and I fixed something on it that it has this. And check this out. When this, I do. No, no. I don't need this laptop. There's plenty of laptops. This is something we clicked on the screen with. There's a mouse right now. And what I fixed about it is when I got this laptop used, this was not in it. I thought, man, it's supposed to have one of those little things. Like the screen, like you can touch it too, and it's like the same, but still, it's supposed to have one of those things. So I ordered a different one of these things. A replacement little thing. Stuck it in there, got stuck in there. Fucking the first time I stuck it in there, stuck in there, been stuck in there. Eventually, CPU fan starts going to shit. So it's like, yeah, the CPU fan's going to shit or something there. Take it all apart, replace the CPU fan. There's like a little housing kind of not in there anymore. But the CPU fan works and is like it's not like super hot. Then popped up here. That wasn't my cat. That was me. Can't blame that one on the cat. Then but while I had it all open apart, a few things happened. Housing goes missing. It's supposed to be a quad core. Next time I noticed something about it, it's reporting 3 cores. But only on the particular this particular installation. This is boosts 3 different operating systems. It does. Then something happened here, and this operating system reports 3 cores. Rest of them, the other 2 report 4 cores as they did before. What's up with that? After taking it apart, replacing the CPU fan, something strange happened there. I think I also I'm not sure if that's related to that. Like I'm not sure if that happened at the same time. Not sure what all happened there. And also I'm saying it reports 3 cores. I'm just talking about the little up and down clicking, there are other ways to check it. It says like, yeah, it's got 4 cores. But well, sort of. They're different speeds. Something there I just never looked at before. But this, I somehow like knocked a little fucking pebble out of it or something, and the thing pops back out again. It does every time. It's kind of like cantankerous to kind of got a like it's kind of like it's got like a trick to it, but it's about like what I would expect. It definitely comes out now. Just like push it in, kind of push it in, kind of like not aggressively, not passive aggressively. Kind of push it in assertively, but not too much. Then it comes back out. Just I don't know exactly what I did. Like I noticed as I had it apart, knocked a little pebble out of it, or something, knocked a little pebble or something out of it, and I was like, got it all back together, and sure enough, something like pretty weird. something weird happened there. Yes, it is. The laptop is. The laptop is very specific. Probably take the hard drive out of it, actually. Well, shit. Probably copy the hard drive. Copy all the hard drive. Fucking wipe it. Probably wipe the hard drive. Just like, man. Not that I like, not that I like don't trust you guys, but like, I mean, if I'm selling like my personal laptop, I don't want my records of like, I mean, I don't want my records of this YouTube video on the laptop, but I'll link it in the fucking thing. Just leave you wondering. Check everything. It has no infrared filter. It's important to realize. Thing pops out in. That's my handiwork. Something weird on one particular OS. One of the particular, and that's like probably not worth mentioning. Maybe. Not sure if that's part of it. No housing on the CPU fan. Something like that. Something there that like was like arguably supposed to be there, kind of taped on. Pretty dinged up, but it's not like more. Not. I mean, like in terms of like used, it's in better shape than when I got it. I'm like serious about that. That is true. That is true. Like overall, this is in like about like maybe the kind of the same shape as when I got it. Like overall, except the thing pops out somehow, just a little pebble. What's up with that? I never even knew. I never even knew what happened there. It was used for this YouTube video, though you'll never know for sure. Maybe. Unless you're like somehow able to tell. But I assure you, if I went to all the trouble to do all that bullshit, I would try to sell it off for like more than it's worth. And if you bought it, I would assure you, I would do my very best to get you this exact laptop. I would do my very best. That is a guarantee. If I were selling off my fucking junk rolled laptop for far more than it's worth, I would guarantee you that I would try my very best. I'm not even sure how much these things are worth. Probably not that much. Let's see here. I'm totally gonna do this. Yeah, dude. Like I'll find a way. Let me think here. Okay. So like this one would be fucking. Let's figure out which one this is. It's an X230 tablet. Probably. I have no idea. Sold this for, well, dude, this is in better shape than when I got it. Like I maxed out the RAM on this. So it's like, I mean, just say it in the video. It's got 16 gigabytes of RAM. I put it in there myself. It all is in there. Well, the cores are probably all in there too. It's worth I don't know. This says like, here's someone selling one like kind of. That be. This one's basically says it's broken. No OS, no hard drive, no charger. I would be sure to include the charger. I don't need some fucking charger for a laptop I don't have. This one says it has no OS, no hard drive, no charger. It's just parts and repair. About the same thing. It's an i5 processor. 3.3 gigahertz. That's like maybe a little better than this one. 4 gigabytes of RAM. Oh, I upgraded the battery too. This says it's just the battery, and it says, well, what's the plus 125 plus? Sell it for. What do you think, dude? It's like I know, like high volume, low volume. What do you think? High volume, high volume, with the video linked. That just basically has nothing to do with laptop. But I'm like, man, like a clarinet, like I would. I mean, if that fucking like delusional kind of meme like link with the and that's not even a real meme. Someone just knew me. It's probably what happened. Someone like understood that I would be like, whoa, take this too far with like a fucking weird story. Clarinet. That clarinet and that clarinet would not be this clarinet. Well, unless, but no, I'm sure it wouldn't. Somehow, I haven't carbon dated this clarinet, but it's not in that bad shape. But it is like from when I was in middle school. So that's like kind of like, I'm like, bro, I'm saving this clarinet. Now I just yammered about that on YouTube. Man, I'm just like, there are better ways to fucking make money than this. Like there are better ways to make money than this. And let me think. There aren't, are there? There aren't better ways to make money than this. Fuck, man. Fuck, man. I just, dude, okay. I got it. So there's this badass skater out of the Far East, dude named Topu Nashk. He's a badass skater from like fucking like Siberia or some shit. He's like up and coming. Check this out. This is genuine fucking like Topu Nashk fucking pro skater fucking shit. For real. Like, dude, it is an actual like I can't skate that well. Like if I put it on the carpet, like I can like kind of stand up on it. Not gonna risk more than that probably, but that's like, dude, check it out. It's got like a fucking like kind of like cross cultural eagle on it. It's totally like East meets West, Tobunashk. Like, what's up with that? It is, isn't it? Like, yeah, I know that's like bullshit, and I'm joking, but that skateboard, I will fucking sell you that skateboard for like a lot of money. I will. I will. Yeah, should I do that? Probably. Probably should do that. No, it's a Russian dude, Topunashk. Like, yeah, I know it like looks kind of like that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm totally bullshitting. But I don't want to sell any of this other shit. And that skateboard, bro, like that skateboard is special. Don't tell me it's not. I have like a whole fucking delusion all about that skateboard. I have not injured myself on that skateboard. That skateboard is in like decent fucking shape. Like has not been ridden much. That's also like, dude, I did ride it slightly, just like trying to, like not hurt myself, and was able to balance on it. And it is like, dude, like I should like sell that thing for real. Is like I'm bullshitting, but that skateboard is that skateboard, and it just stands to reason there would be something fishy about this. I don't know why. I don't know why there would be. I don't know why that would end up being that way. I just know that that's how these things fucking go. I would assure you, if I were going to sell that skateboard, about the same as any other skateboard, for like far more than it's worth. Far more than it's worth. And that skateboard honestly is like probably like worth like $40 at the most. Like that's like it. That's highballing you too. Like, dude, that's also like, dude, oh man, sell that thing for fucking a lot. But probably, well, I gotta figure out shipping too. eBay is a fucking. This is like difficult, but the skateboard is. I'll think about that one probably. I will think about that one probably. Or get a bunch of protective gear. Try to stand on it and like ride around on it. Maybe. Do like some fall over. But I have protective gear if I like tried to do more than like probably stand on it. Maybe like not fall over quite. Then probably if I had protective gear too. It's kind of like, man, like, dude, like, probably, probably that skateboard, got all kinds of weird fucking delusions about that skateboard already. Skateboarding condom by Trojan for your protection. Who's this? That's not a legitimate ad. I think I know this guy. Probably hide that one. But also, like, you guys, like, dude, if I, like, man, like, that's like personal data, kind of almost. Like, my cat fucking walked in front of here. Like, dude, like, man, it's like fucking, man, I see where you see where I'm going with this? Man, like, man, not this video. Yeah, just fucking keep trying to find a job, probably. And kind of work up to that too. Normal jobs, like normal. I didn't say normal jobs. Normal jobs. For some reason, normal jobs very fucking hard for me. Very very fucking hard for me. I mean, some jobs kind of normal. Some jobs are kind of normal that are like less hard for me. Probably. Try to think like around here. Probably like obviously like there's a library, but there's a bookstore a bit further. There's a bookstore that's like for me, bro. It's like, man, the bookstore. It's kind of far, but like the bookstore. By the bookstore. Well, hang on. I think. There's other problems with that one. I already thought about that one. I overthink everything, don't I? Let me probably apply at the bookstore. Fucking, you know what they say? If you really want a job, just keep going, showing up at that job. Say like, hey, I know I applied here, but like, this job is like I'm like meant for this job, dude. So like, maybe, maybe something. Maybe not in that case. Some jobs, yeah, some jobs you probably would want to do that. It's difficult fucking shit, man. Difficult shit. I'm like, man, like, bro, this is like not funny. This is like a national fucking issue, isn't it? Like, it's like, bro, like there are jobs, like, fucking, like, dudes, how did I happen? How did I happen? Fucking, like, and like, I have had jobs, and I've had some fucking sweet jobs too. I have, but I have had few kind of like, man, like that job's like losing money kind of too. And also, well, I mean, man, that's like, dude, like some jobs, like, dude, also sometimes, like, you know, dude, that's also where marijuana is not helpful, fucking at all, at all. And that's like one of the reasons that I very much, at least for the foreseeable future, taking a break in particular from marijuana. And I quit smoking these. Well, I never smoked these, but quit smoking too. Quit where? Quit. Damn, that's like confusing. I quit smoking cigarettes in April. In April, I did. I have not smoked one cigarette since April. But I decided, man, I just like want one fucking cigarette and started buying these. Black and mild. I know that's funny. I know that's kind of funny. Like, there's no reason that should be funny. But yes, it's an actual fucking black and mild. Fucking, like, kind of not exactly smoking it. And I did figure out somehow how to, I fixed something here. It's not weed. You can tell the difference. Well, you can't. Well, you can tell the difference. Tell me, I'm either like, and you know me. Like, actually, dude, man, you have not seen me roll in like 15 years, if ever, have you? And I have never been able to roll at all. This is a black and mild. This is a black and mild. I mean, I can kind of, like, I would not be able. I mean, like, man, like, I can't roll. Never been able to roll. I was like a failure as a stoner. Black and easy. It is something like that. That's what they're called, right? Black and mild. It says B and M. B and M. It's like, man, I was like, I don't know, just like, man, got my like crusty clown side to me. Man, the truth of it out there, man. It's like the fucking, you know, failure to even be fucking an actual cartoon clown. Man, it's like, bro, the sad story, bro. Tell you some emotional pain. Man, tell you some emotional pain, bro. You know my emotional pain. Both of you do. I know you guys. You know my emotional pain. It's been weird, man. Like grief, dude. I expected like some things to happen, like grief. Like grief is like something that happens, right? It's like emotion. Mm-mm. Grief isn't an emotion. It's like, man, grief is a process, very emotional, like process that I'm like. I guess like I'm pretty much through it now, but like, well, I mean, how are you like through it, dude? Man, like, dude, you're never through it, bro. You know what I mean, right? Like, bro, you're never through that. You're never through that grief. Some people, eh, hopefully everyone someday knows what I mean. Otherwise, yeah, bro, like, dude, it's like, no, I mean, like, dude, it's like an emotional, like, process. Like, it's not an emotion, it's like emotional process. It's just like, it's part of life. Dude, people who know what I mean, like, know what I mean. And everyone should eventually. Otherwise, bro, that's like even that's like I kind of can imagine, like I just like man, like somehow like when somehow somehow when grief is like I guess like that's like second guessing the past, but like when grief like dwelling on like the issue of responsibility intertwined with grief, like man, there's like nothing you can do. It's just like the past, like but man, that like my mom passed away, like dude, some people, hopefully everyone eventually knows what I mean, but like that you know like that there are other things that are like I mean, like thinking about like even I mean like this is weird, dude. I shouldn't tell you that. That's like too much to the like, dude. It does. I know what you're thinking there. It does, bro. I know what you're thinking there, Mac G. It has to do with that. It has to do with the fucking decks in the Rolodex where the Rolodex sat and was there. Yes, dude. Fucking. Oh, fuck. It was part of it. And I like, dude, when it's like, man, like, what could I have done differently? Oh, fuck, man. Fuck, man. That would be like fucking, like, bro, should I show that or hide it? Bro, like, dude, I'm gonna show that, bro. Like, dude, that would be worse. I don't know. I don't know, but man, I guess I don't want to know like that. I don't want to know that pain. But like, I mean, maybe I would. I mean, that's like, dude, fuck, man, fuck, man, dude, like, it's like fuck, it's fucked up, shit. Kind of, it's just life, dude. Like that. I think we all like our most basic, the most basic, the most basic, the most basic point of life is life. Like what? But it is it not? So then, dude, fucking man, that's man. I guess like so I guess someone like encouraged me to like talk about it, and like that has helped to like talk about fucking you know that's I mean it I guess it like I mean to talk about it in certain ways that Man. You know, my mom like really did not smoke. She did like very fucking occasionally before I was born, and like she stopped when I was growing up. My mom may have been a smoker before I was born, just like. And she said like she kind of was, but like she just like yeah. But then growing up, like growing up for in fact that's like for me growing up how I like somehow viewed cigarettes. I wonder did my mom like quit smoking at some point, and then and I know that she would occasionally smoke. She and I like know that's a fact. Like she was, you know, she would occasionally smoke. Uh, but it wasn't like my mom. Like you know, it wasn't like a problem for her that she was like somehow an occasional smoker. Um, kind of like I guess like that. I guess like when I got older, I started to smoke. Probably like you know when I was 18. Oh, I should smoke. Uh, and my mom probably. I guess like my mom would probably like you know she was trying to smoke to like be like you know like Eli. Let's smoke a cigarette together and it's like occasionally. Yeah, dude. It's kind of like what? Why did we decide that? I think I like man. I had no understanding that man. Like I mean, but I did. But what? Something. Something I missed there. Huh. I was not. I was like man. I was a clarinetist, and I was very extroverted, but also stupid about it. And then something happened there. Something. My clarinet broke. Needed maintenance. Maybe that's what happened. Someone snuck in here and tried to fix my clarinet over the years. Kind of managed to, but I was like, man, you can't put that in my mouth. You can't put my in my mouth. Can't saw my mouth. Took up smoking. Something like that. No, that's not how that happened. That's not how that happened. I was a clarinetist. I felt like I was like not the cool kid. Man, I was a clarinetist. Like what the fuck? It's like a flute, but it's like what the fuck? What is that? It's a flute, but it's like what's up with that? What's up with that? It's a flute, but it's a clarinet. Like, and I understand. Like that's kind of like I mean that's kind of like clarinet is a flute, but it's like not even a flute. And I was so like, man, for some reason, first day of sixth grade, and in fact, I kind of remember some more about that. I had already planned I was gonna get me a clarinet. For some reason, I was like, man, and all those like trumpet sounds like shit in my ears. I want to be blasting my trumpet. Never, well, can't even play trumpet. He did. He did. Maybe that's what happened. Something like that. Who knows? Well, no, that's bullshit. That's a bullshit story that I made up. See, if I start believing my bullshit, That's crazy, man. No, come on. Not gonna share that one. Bro, like that's just my feeling. Like, dude, certain types of people play certain types of instruments. Like you will notice that if you like yes, certain types of people play certain types of instruments. And I was like, man, like the flute, like I was like almost like, man, like but I was like clarinet? Why? It's like and it's even kind of like a saxophone like in how it like I could probably kind of play a saxophone until I got to well no that's not true because holding it is just like part of it and they're just like different but like a saxophone I could probably pick up pretty fast but like man like certain types of people just decide especially in sixth grade I don't know why I decided like clarinets like man like clarinet for some reason first day of sixth grade I was like man I'm gonna play clarinet and I knew that I was gonna get this clarinet but I didn't get it before the first day that's part of the story see then then um something like that it's like you know what sucks man I said like man I kind of got some emotional attachment to this clarinet I do that makes it fucking like someone's and we're talking about the bandito man that's what happens when I care about something don't you know what I mean like I don't give a shit about this clarinet kind of like comes and goes I mean like this clarinet particularly no don't care about this clarinet particularly but and it's like kind of man like the bandito should like there's something like it needs some like in fact like I need like a comment about like what am I supposed to do or look that up on Google something like that but the clarinet is kind of an interesting instrument and certain types of people hear it or they're like man and there was like yeah I know that's like you're gonna laugh but Benny Goodman for some reason I was like man fucking like over the summer before sixth grade. In fact, the summer before sixth grade, we had like an assignment before we ever started middle school that we were supposed to do a project. We were supposed to like get pumped. We were gonna like go to middle school. So first day of sixth grade, I walked in, had my project. I built like a shitty tree fort from like shitty fucking tree fort, too high up, too shitty. Didn't fall out of it. Didn't like have a horrible accident. Also, dude, I'm kind of like fucking stealing credit here because like my buddy like totally fucking helped me. And like, dude, that tree fort, man, for like fucking for that's like man, also thinking like back then, I would have an understanding of that word and I would know that word is for very special occasions. I have never had an occasion like that, and I would never use a word like that. But the so like sixth grade, tree fort, blah blah blah, and it is king of the yes the woodwinds, which are maybe flutes. I don't think they're flutes. I think flutes, in fact, flutes are the flute that is not a woodwind, something like that. It's kind of complicated how that works. It has to do with reeds, maybe, or flutes are a woodwind. I don't know. That's something I've learned too since then. Man, I need to pay attention. I need to pay attention to like fucking what's going on. I do. Like why? I mean, dude, like man, there's so much like man, I just like have not I just never paid attention. I have never paid attention. But I do like try I like man, I try to pay attention. I do now. I try to pay attention. It's like something I've learned more recently. Probably like sometime more recently than sixth grade. But sixth grade. So like first day of class, I'm gonna walk in, got my project all ready. Oh, I'm gonna play clarinet, but I don't have my clarinet yet. I think the first class of the day was band. I think that is how that actually worked. Like I think that was like, well, hang on, there was like homeroom or something like that, but band was like right after homeroom, something like that. I was like, what the fuck is? I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm in middle school now. What the fuck is a homeroom? And also, but I was like not quite, not like no, that's not age appropriate. Like no, that's not how that happened. But the the so like this is weird to think about. So like, dude, fucking uh so like first, I mean, what would have been the first homeroom? Can't remember. But then band, bro. I was like going to band. It's like the second class of the day, bright and early. Fucking we had some bullshit fucking homeroom. The fuck is that? Then band, and I was like pumped. But I was like, man, like I was like, sir, I would love to play clarinet. And he was like, huh, well, I'm not sure. I think you would. But I was like, oh, Tim, you started to cry. Like, you don't understand, sir. Like, and, well, I mean, dude, like, bro, that was like emotional for me right then. And like, uh, I think there was a friend I had, and he also decided that he was going to play clarinet, and or something like that. But he was like, he somehow like figured out what was going on, or like something like that. Like, dude, like I met this dude first day of sixth grade. He kind of like uh trying to figure out. I think also the clarinets. There was something about the clarinets and saxophones. Saxophone, like the room got shifted around a little bit, something, and that there was like a girl who was like my best friend for like, well, that's kind of like something there about clarinetists, and that's like matter of record. Well, but anyways, she had a girl's name, but she first day of sixth grade, she like was doing like the chic haircut or something, and I guess some then dude, that girl played saxophone, like maybe sat right next to me for a while there, and then before we were like figuring out like who's first chair, like anything like that, like that's kind of like, man, like that's kind of like first day of sixth grade. You're not like thinking you can know nothing about clarinet, but you know, for some reason, for some reason, that's like, I know that's like weird how that happened, but um, then uh, but then uh, but then that girl was like, and I guess that's part of the story too. Okay, so like for second you know uh second period of the day, then but then see, I was like in not like not it was kind of like tag or whatever you call it, gate, but it was something else like that. It was like for like the like it was called something, but then but I mean it was the same thing, just like an excuse for the portable buildings probably. But then I mean that's almost like, man, that's probably what that was all about. Then um but then move on to special education. Well, I mean, you know, yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, totally. Then, but like, especially, clarinets, especially, or something. Then, like, but then, but then, let's see, how did that? Something about So then like we go to like our you know kind of like portable buildings, and that girl played saxophone in that same program, sat next to me in band. Boom, there she is in um the same thing. And I like turned to her. She's got like a chic haircut, and I'm like, I've had friends with your name, but they were girls, and that's like, dude, that's so like, whoa, like that's like how I met her basically. First day of sixth grade. That's like, dude, like man, I'm like a clarinetist there, but she's haven't talked to her in years, but she's like doing good. I think she's doing pretty good. Uh, um, man, just like, dude, then yeah, just like play clarinet, like and also that's weird too that girl probably was in kind of similar like how we would end up like we kind of started uh going to the same high school that was like kind of the same portable building shit but different, and it was like, and that was actually, dude, that wasn't some portable building shit, that was like kind of a special high school for like hoity-toity or something. I mean, dude, yeah, it was like the Alameda, you know, something. But it was also, and that's also like, dude, Alameda is like a street in many cities. Like there's trees on both sides of the boulevard, and that high school may be there. Uh, then something about there could something about I think shit. I could see what you're thinking there. People are like thinking, who the fuck is this guy? I assure you, I'm just CGI of Keanu Reeves. Not very good, but Keanu Reeves would know what I mean, would he not? Or well, I would hope so. That's like if I am I making sense? It's like telling the story of something. But then that high school was also a normal high school with portable buildings, but like a different like kind of thing. And then went to that high school. There is, dude, that movie about that little kitty. Oh, is it not like I know it's like thinking like I know that's like not what everyone's thinking there, but that movie, by the way, is is an awesome movie. It happens to be like that's weird, but it is there's a movie about a little kitty named Keanu. It's a very good movie. Very, and it is. That actually is. But every time that's like, man, bro, like there's something about fame with kitties. If that kitty, then kitty, little kitty named Keanu, man, that kitty is like, bro, that kitty is just like, that's also like, dude, do you know that's like some dark shit to be talking about too? But like, those movies that say like no animal was harmed in this film. There were movies about like Milo Notice, honestly, is what I'm talking about. Man, kind of released like right before movies started saying that. So like, what's up with that? Probably, and like there are some uh like conspiracy theories about that actually. Mm-hmm. And there, man, that's like creepy shit to be thinking about. Like, man, if I like, dude, I like worry about that. That like people like know who I am, who like somehow like, man, like I just like, man, I want to be some guy. In fact, I want to be a low key father of a family of 6 kittens and with a beautiful wife who I love and she loves me. And it's just like, man, it's also like, dude, I gotta clean my place up a bit and go outside more. You know how I am if I go outside. Mouth breathing outside my window. I think that's just that. That's why they, you know that movie Short Circuit, where they're like, But anyway, like the mouth breathing outside my window could be just the wind. It's just, or not sure. Mouth breathing outside my window. No, it helps with mouth breathing. Not smoking. You just don't smoke. You don't mouth breathe as much. Man. Thank you for helping me enjoy this black and mild. Really stretches it out. And like if I were not streaming with streaming with my buddies, like Chris or Crispy, honestly, dude, like I sorta remember you, like Alan or shit, Mac, or dude, whatever your name is. Bro, I remember you, bro. hmm But oh, very much so, whoever you are. Myself as well. And then let's see. Um thinking something else. Mouth breathing. That's mouth breathing outside my window. Dude, man, this is like, bro, like I do not like, man, that's like my YouTube. I kind of had thought about that, bro. Like people have like famous YouTubes and shit, right? It's like YouTube. It's like TV, but it's you. But it's like, man, I don't want that shit on TV. That's why there's YouTube. Or man, like, dude, like, bro, no. Like, I kind of like want to hook up with like a woman, but I'm focused on bromance here, which is clarinetist. Kind of some clarinetists are like inclined to very like socially awkward, but I'm thinking about that too. If I go outside again someday, and I will have to, even even though I've streamed all this, then how do you like handle that if you're like awkward as fuck, dude? How do you handle that? Do you guys like, you know what I mean? But I'm like thinking, dude, isn't there like awkward that's like, yes, isn't there like awkward that's like, bro, I'm awkward, I'm extroverted, but I'm stupid. Yeah, totally. Totally, dude. I have to like go, introduce myself. Hello, I'm extroverted but stupid. Just like say that. Hello, I'm extroverted but stupid. That's like what I should like. I guess like that's, I don't know. That's like not, I mean, that's not like, I'm not. I'm introverted. So, yeah, I don't know. Still figuring that out, probably. Like this, dude, this is like, bro, don't we all? Well, no, we don't all know. But, well, we all know. In one way or another, the internet is fucking different than walking down the street. Is it not? Is it not different in some weird way? I'm somehow not walking down the street, fucking saying, "Hi there, people," and I never have in my life walked down the street saying, "Hello." I never have. That's like what I should practice. Walking down the street, up and down, saying, "Hello." But then that's like, bro, that's like not the right way to do that for some reason. But then, like, how the fuck do you do it? Then, like, man, this is like, man, I'm like getting nervous even thinking about it. That's what I thought too. Girl goes jogging by. I should take up jogging. No, 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 no. That's in fact that is intended as a bad joke, a very bad joke. Shouting greetings, chasing, I'm gonna jog. No, I know not to do that. But then, I mean, how? Huh, man, I've been at this. Okay. It's difficult to figure out. Always do it by running. Man, always run. No, dude, that's like not age appropriate for human beings. Mm-mm. Leprechauns, man. Not gonna talk about. No, and you spell that incorrectly. I don't even know what you're talking about, man. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Should I share it? I'll just read it out loud and then hide it. I always do it by running up to random people and say, "Help me! There's a leprechaun in my pants." And he's, no, dude, no, no. I'm hiding that one. How does Google know? Like that one in particular. Google, good call on that one. All right. Tell this guy not to be talking about leprechauns like that. That's not appropriate for any human beings. Well, hang on. Yeah, leprechauns. Oh, leprechauns. I think if I could do a leprechaun accent, and I could I not? I don't think how I could probably do a leprechaun accent. Could probably do a leprechaun accent, something like that. Well, if I went outside, I do kind of practice silly voices and stuff. But when I'm outside, man, that's like not we. I have never done that. Just walking down the street saying hello to people, friendly. Something I can't do. How come? How come I can't do that? Something I can't figure out there. Going down the street saying hello to people. Why can't I do that? For some reason. It's like a shy person. I'm an introvert. What's up with that? But I'm also clarinetist. So I'm an extrovert, but I don't realize it. Or what? And then the internet too. Like, dude, the internet, man, we are different on here. We are. For some reason, like, bro, I don't know, something lacking. Like pheromones. Can't smell any pheromones. Wait, can't smell myself. Probably, if I were like steeped in my own pheromones all the time, I might end up weird. That's what happened to me. That's so like, geez, dude, I need to work on this. Dude, that's, bro, I have thought about that. Crispy, you are onto something. There's a problem. There's a problem with that. I can't practice it without damaging the clarinet. Because if I just know, if I'm like nervous, setting up the clarinet or something, It's like not. I mean, something bad happens if I'm nervous, setting up my clarinet, taking it apart, anything like cleaning it out, anything like that. If I'm not focused, not nervous, like I could eventually get in a groove where I'm playing it okay, maybe, as long as I don't have to make noises with my mouth, like through with my mouth through the clarinet. Could do that, but if I were like, it's like, man, maybe like practice like first just like in the backyard, maybe just like work up to it. And also, dude, that's how I do it. Put the clarinet together. It's like kind of, I know that's like, yeah, that's kind of like, dude, that's not funny to me, dude. Also, it's like a clarinet, bro. Like, clarinets are what, yeah, I mean, like, dude, it's a clarinet. So, put the clarinet all together, then go, well, shit. That's a lot to figure out there. But put the clarinet together, low stress environment. Try not to think too much about where I'm going next. Then probably go and play it in the backyard or something. Something like that. Work up to it. Come back inside, de-stress. Like, dude, I would be like, man, that would be stressful. But come back inside, take it apart, put it back in, just like de-stress for a minute. Get it apart, put it back in there. Crispy, bro. It's like a plan. Dude, it is like tactical clarinet, fucking like playing it outside, just like step by step, baby steps, plan this out, dude. Dude, this needs planning, like it does, or the clarinet will like, dude. If I'm nervous, dude, clarinets have corks on them. That's like, it's like cork wood. How that works? It's like it is. Like dude, you can't be like not knowing what you're doing there. Like, dude, clarinets will get damaged. And like, dude, there's like kind of a lot to it. Um, and it needs maintenance too, but it's like kind of more or less playable. Uh, then probably play the clarinet in the backyard. Then bring it back inside. De-stress, dude. Fucking like, man, like I almost like, dude, play it quietly in the backyard in case anyone like, dude, like, go out the backyard, play like a short F note. Come back inside. Uh, baby steps, bro. Uh, Probably mid-range F, not like not too like showy, just like where the clarinet is supposed to be, the center of the clarinet, a B flat clarinet, an F on a B flat clarinet. Like try to figure that out. Then, but we don't have to. The mid-range kind of play just like a middle C. That's easy to figure out. That's a B flat. On a well, something like that. Just like mm, yeah, man, I'm like getting pumped about this, dude. Just like baby steps, bro. One thing at a time. Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm like serious. Like I know that's funny. I admit it. I'm hilarious. It's my real name. My parents named me H.I. Larry is. It's they and damn. Uh, me. I think the Simpsons did that. Probably kind of ripping off the Simpsons a little bit there. I never knew Krusty. But he was not sure like who's Simpsons. Simpsons are the Simpsons. Like, dude, like all those shows, man, bro. Like Beavis and Butthead, like nah. Like I don't know. Like Futurama, kinda, and especially because it's like The Simpsons, but like the future. All those like, I mean, what's the other one? Disenchanted, something like that. Pretty good. But The Simpsons, bro, for some reason, I mean, I guess that's just my opinion. Um, but like other than that, like everything else is just like Simpsons did it. Except Futurama, it's like The Simpsons, but The Simpsons did it, but not in the future. Or in Disenchanted, Simpsons did it, but not in the past, kind of. Dude, Futurama, man. Futurama was like, for some reason, Futurama was a good show. Futurama was a very good show. I mean, Simpsons did it, but not in the future. I don't know. I never got into Beavis and Butthead at all, really. Maybe, I mean, could be something there. Beavis and Butthead. I mean, yeah, kind of, but like for some reason, I guess it's just like when I like decided like, man, gonna I don't know. For some reason, I just love The Simpsons. I love The Simpsons for some reason. You know what I love though? I love '90s Star Trek. All those like Star Treks in the '90s, bro. Those were like actually, well, I mean back to like before and kind of around a little, in and around the '90s. The Star Treks that are, I know that's like, dude, that's like the wrong meme for the wrong thing there, but you know what I mean. Those Star Treks. Tell me, like there's like Star Trek the original series, then like the motion picture, 1979. This is 1979. That's when they switched to Klingons. It's in the original motion picture, and then it took from 1979. They did not explain that in the plot until 2003, something like that. From 1979, made a makeup change to the change to 2003, and then Star Trek continues to like now. Like so, in Star Trek is like, man, some Star Trek continues to like be, and it continues to be good. Uh, like, but it's very different. So I just like, I guess like the '90s, like kind of in and around the '90s, kind of like I'm talking like the Next Generation through probably Enterprise was like kind of getting to like a little too much when it was like too, but they explained the Klingons, so that's like, and uh, then probably I don't know, yeah, dude, the Next Generation, dude, man, I can't focus on like that. I can't focus to like watch like fucking that much TV. Like, dude, in fact, like I am like, dude, you guys can't like, dude, can you guys like focus on me like at all? It's also like, dude, I would not be able to focus on this. But it's kind of cool because it's chat room too. But this is also like me streaming. What's up with that? Then but like, dude, I don't want to be streaming like this. In fact, like I mean, dude, like man, this is YouTube. This isn't TV. Like TV, man, like that Keanu cat needs like fucking, like I'm not joking. That Keanu cat, the cat in the movie, Keanu, like needs bodyguards. That cat does. It does. Like I just like know that's how that would work. Like that's how that would work. Dude. Man, and that's like no. Like I know I'm saying like dude, like I just like man. Like I see what you're saying, clarinet, like I could fucking like and like fucking like I mean I could like boost up the clarinet, man. This clarinet is like a special clarinet, blah blah blah. But it is because it is to me. And then like make a bunch of money, sell the clarinet. But it wouldn't work because I've like tried kind of things like that kind of. And that's like, man, I have seen how that works. I have seen how that works. This clarinet's different because I don't give a shit about this clarinet, but it's like kind of, man, this clarinet's like, man, if this clarinet's supposed to be here, bro, this clarinet's here. And like, I think the hint was I was just supposed to put it in my mouth, make noises with it. Uh, and it would like show up like that too. Like there's the clarinet. Well, no, it never went anywhere. Like I would move around, fucking like pack everything away. For some reason, it's like the clarinet is in a case, so shit. But the clarinet, I still have it. Just like barely played it. Like man, I have like taken up playing it again. I'm like at it like a sixth grade level playing the clarinet. Kind of that leprechaun accent, clarinet, playing the clarinet. Leprechauns don't find this amusing, maybe. So, well, let's look at that. You're getting creepy there. It's a little creepy talking about leprechauns. Does it? What's up with the leprechaun? It's a little creepy talking about. Well, I understand what you're saying there, but what you're saying there about the leprechauns, it's not appropriate. And Google knew, Google was, or YouTube was like, whoever does this was like, check this message. Are you sure you want him to say this about the leprechauns? And I was like, oh, man, it's like, dude, this one, that was a tough decision. Like, do I want to allow this about the leprechauns or not? It's like, man, actually, no, it wasn't a tough decision. I kind of like clicked no and like joked about it. It's like, man, dude. Shit is weird sometimes. Huh. I did. I did. In fact, I would probably be able to figure out a way to censor you entirely if you let. But probably on here be. Hang on, let's see. I got a question. DS9 or Voyager? Dude, that is like, man, at different times in my life, different between DS9 and Voyager, like one or the other. You know what's weird too? Between DS9 and Voyager, I probably have had different times in my life where I like watched probably like DS9 or Voyager, but I think I kind of have with the Next Generation and Enterprise like probably I kind of did, but also all of those I think TNG, DS9, and Voyager are all 7 seasons, and Enterprise is only 4 seasons. And also, like Enterprise, I think was kind of like canceled because, like, it kind of like trails off at the end. It's like we're kind of, and thinking about the historical context, dude, Enterprise was like Enterprise was on the air when 9/11 happened, and that was like so formative to like fucking everything, and it like shows in like everything. I mean, like it kind of does, but I don't know. Like even Star Trek, man, that's like weird. That was such like a dude. Like what? That was like what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? That was such a what the fuck. conspiracy theories. Well, theories. Conspiracy theories. I almost, dude. It's like, dude, like, uh, just like I guess, man. I don't know shit about it really, but I know what they tell us. But also, like, dude, like, as we all know, there was like a Star Wars parody where like some stormtroopers were talking about the Death Star in the first movie, where it was like 9/11. Like for them, the that was like kind of fucked up too. And that was like recently, but that was like they some of those stormtrooper parodies, man, some of those are pretty good. Like the I guess the other one that I'm thinking of is like the cops parody, but that's like, oh man, it's like painful almost. Uh, but the like the cops parody of with stormtroopers. I don't know. I don't know, man. That's like dude, that's like man. I don't know. Enterprise, like dude, 9/11 was an inside job. That's like man. It's like I know, dude. There's even like there's I think there's even like paper trails that are like man, like people thought about doing stuff like that even back to like I mean like you know like JFK, like people kind of were, it was like something that was like declassified that people had thought about it, but nothing happened. And then you know then 9/11 happens. It's like dude, it's like man, kind of creepy, kind of creepy that it was like an inside job, which is like by who that, and it's like, dude, also like, dude, I know what we all saw. I mean, the footage, like, man, dude, we saw that shit. Very weird. But, dude, also, that's just our generation, dude. Like, dude, these times, fucking 20 years later, these times, the past couple years now, fucking, like, much more major than 9/11. And then, like, 9/11, 10 years before that, like that's like, man, like I like was a little kid then, but that those were like times. Like 1990 was like kind of like there was stuff happening then, and that was only 10 years before 9/11, which is like a trip to think about. Hmm, man. I have some. Like I have watched it sometimes. Like, dude, and that is actually, dude, like, man, I haven't watched like all of it, but dude, that's a good show. It is. Uh, man, that is a good show. It's like not age appropriate. Like, I mean, it's not age appropriate for our era. Or man, what's up with that? But man, but I mean, yeah, it's a good show. It's kind of like, man, like it's like an inside job. But going back, and I'm kind of thinking like my lifetime. So like 1990, it's kind of like times kind of like what's going on. But like then 9/11, it's like boom. It's like one thing, and done. It's like, dude, such a major event. 20 years later, now, and that like thinking like what's the like what's all going on, that it's like it's all like divide and conquer, but at some point you get back to like I mean like that, like no one, like there are people who like I mean there would be people who kind of remember World War II, and like their perspective, like, man, dude, we should be getting that perspective. But then like then into the Cold War, something happened that was like, it was like divide and conquer, but it was between who? It was like by who, between who, what? Like, no, there's no one left to like, you know, and also like, the shame and blame game, and like intercultural like differences that are kind of like difficult to like define, kind of, that like the literature, the cultural differences in literature alone, that's like what's going on there, but also that kind of like a kind of a more like that, like divide and conquer by who, it's like in the hearts of every man, it's like, or just like it's like, man, just like divide and conquer by who? Huh, no one really. At that point, you zoom out that far, it's not like, I mean, there are people who are malicious, but like you zoom out that far, it's like the United States, one big superpower, Russia, the other like big superpower, and there's like no one left to like, what happened there? Just divide and conquer in the hearts of men over what? Like, you know, by who? It's like, how? How did that happen? And like, I mean, literature, dude, like Dostoevsky, and man, I can't read like Russian literature, but their literature, man, dude, they had an edge on us. Or, well, I mean, that's like, what am I saying there? That's also me. But their literature was like fantastic. Like some of it was like, dude, I mean, really. And even, I mean, yeah, I know. Like, where does that come from? Where does that come from exactly? It's like, I know what you're saying, and I think like, dude, okay time, or okay times make okay men, or if we just be like decent human beings, like we'll be, have decent times, probably. Or like thinking like, man, like, dude, that's like how that has always gone. Like, right? Has it not? But you know, decent times make decent men, or decent men, decent men probably make decent times. It's decent. It's like, I don't know, just like, man, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Something there. No, I know what you're saying. Like that's like, dude, that's like been around the internet. Like some, whoever said it, like the like I think that's almost like something like people took away from some literature that like became almost like a meme, or like I'm not sure what happened. And like what literature was that? And then it's like that is a good point looking at history. Or, well, I mean, history, like, what have I seen? Freaking barely remember 1990. Well, don't remember 1990. In fact, 1992 was the year I learned what a year is. 1992. What's that? That's the year. What do you mean? Well, the year. It's like, well, this year is 1992. What does that mean? Means you're in kindergarten. Fuck if I know. That was 1992. Like when I learned when the year is in 1993. Whoa! It's like, man, it's like, dude, it's like sometimes I wonder, like, dude, if I knew like what was really going on in the world, I would just start screaming, never stop screaming, like thinking, like, dude, what's really going on? But then that's what crazy people do. So something there is I'm embellishing some kind of story to the point that it's delusional, completely delusional, and then I would run down the stream. I would start screaming and just never stop. That's what I would do. That's my personal feeling about what I would do if I knew what all was really going on in the world, all of it. It is, and it is, but it is like it's all the world is stage. Yeah, all the world's a stage. A quote attributed to Shakespeare. Shakespeare could not like spell words as they were meant to go. Because, well, he may have been able to, he may not have been able to, but at that time in history, when Shakespeare was like the greatest storyteller that is Shakespeare, they didn't have like correct ways to like spell words. So like it's lost to history. Would Shakespeare have been able to like correctly spell all of the English words that he was making up? Like it's like lost to history. Would he have been able to? We'll never know. No one thought of like doing that. Well, actually, French people probably did, and there was like a war for like 100 fucking years about that. Something like that. Part of history too. All right, dude. Have a good night, man. Alan, or sorry, fucking dude. Dude. Is that it says one person? Ah, you- what's going on? It says one person. I'm not sure how this works. I'm sure that's two people. It's like something there. Thank you, thank you. I should probably like turn it off. Dude, I have been yammering at you 3 fucking hours to finish my cigar. Thank you for helping me make my cigar last. Have a good night. Talk to you. Talk to you in other channels of communication.